Hey family, how's it going? Hope you guys had a great weekend. Happy Labor Day. Let's jump into some weekend prep. All right, let's start with the overall market, ES. So as of now, ES is trying to hold up near all-time high. It is trying to hold up above this 1 hour supply zone that I have marked for this coming week. I don't expect it to hold into tomorrow's open. I do expect it to just hang out maybe inside this zone or under it, but we'll see where ES wants to move at 5 p.m. today. 5 p.m. Texas time, that being. So other than this 1 hour zone, we have POC below and this 4 hour demand zone, including POC that I have for this coming week. And then below that, we have last week's zones and the 15 and 21 MA zone right here. Pretty simple chart once again. Green marking my demand zones and red marking my supply zones. So as you can notice, this week we do have some bigger zones, which in my system, this usually indicates that it's going to be harder to identify a real breakout from ES this week. So personally, I plan on being a little bit less active and more patient to see the closes of these 1 hour time frames, 4 hour time frames. I want to see the closes under or above them to really make sure that it is breaking out above or below these levels. So let's look at some of the squeezes. I believe we have a lot. So let's check out the 4 hour squeeze. Yeah, so 4 hour looking really nice. I believe the 2 hour is basically around the same. Yep, so let's take a look at this 4 hour red squeeze. If we do start holding above this 1 hour supply zone, we get some 1 hour closes above and we want to push higher. This 4 hour squeeze can really start firing and send us. As you guys can see, we are getting some, let's zoom in actually. We are getting some momentum coming in on the 4 hour chart, even after ES stalling out for a little bit. So personally, I see ES either moving up quick or it's going to come back down pretty quick and not sustain this little bit of momentum that it was given. I can easily see ES falling back towards POC and then possibly even under and losing this momentum, making it turn negative very fast. So I am a little suspicious of some downward movement this coming week, but just a little bit of bias that I'm going to keep in the back of my head. If we do start pushing higher, I'm obviously going to hit it above this 1 hour supply zone, but just keeping all possibilities on watch. Let's take a look at some other squeezes. 30 minute looks really good for tomorrow's open. It's going to be really tight. Hopefully, if we stay in this range, should give us some nice ideas for which way ES can start moving with this turning point indicator. Obviously, if it holds into tomorrow's open and we start losing this 1 hour supply zone, it should fire that 30-minute squeeze all the way down towards POC as our first target. So I am looking for some SPX puts tomorrow if we do start losing this zone and targeting POC. So I believe that's it for ES. Let's take a look at my favorite chart for this week. It's Tesla. So Tesla has this really nice 1 hour supply zone up above. And under that, we don't really have any clear-cut levels to mark for zones in this range right around here. So when that usually what I notice when we don't have many levels below, but we do have levels above, is it usually indicates that market makers are really just stalling this chart, letting it chop around under their clean key zones before they explode it out of there. So I personally believe the market makers are just slowly loading calls as we chop and consolidate under this 1 hour supply zone. Pre-market on Friday does look a little bit strong, so I'm looking for Tesla to rip above this zone, start holding above only 1 hour, and push us to 750 as our first target. It is pretty far away, especially for Tesla after its split. Should get us to the third ATR or around the top of our Bollinger Band on the daily chart. So that's personally my plan for Tesla. It did fire its daily squeeze last Friday after a pretty weak day on Thursday and not the strongest day on Friday. It is starting to fire to the upside. So what I see from this is Tesla needs to make its move pretty fast or else this momentum is going to start dying out. So I'm looking at this especially for tomorrow. Can we get a rip above this 1 hour supply zone and push this to 750? Now I believe we have some nice squeezes. 4 hour, really nice. So 4 hour, we got this golden squeeze for around 4 candles. If we do rip above this 1 hour supply zone, we'll rip above the turning point, which doesn't matter too much, but it's just extra confirmation that Tesla can hit 750 pretty soon if we do rip above this. Now, I'm not going to touch Tesla if it just keeps chopping or does want to go lower. I am wanting to hit Tesla if we start breaking into or out of this zone though. So like I said, that's my favorite setup for this week. Last week, my favorite setup was Apple, and it ripped huge on the very first day of last week. So let's hope we get the same thing for Tesla this week. That's it. I'm going to post my Twitter in the description of this video. Check it out. I'm going to post the rest of my charts for this coming week in my Twitter today. So yeah, make sure you guys are followed and check out the rest of my setups for this week, Tesla being my favorite. Have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later.